All right, everyone. Welcome to the stream, guys. You're watching Rome Knows Tech, and happy 4th of July to you, one and all. All right, guys, I want to welcome you to the stream tonight. We got a lot of cool tech to get into. I do not want to be, behind the 8 ball when it comes to reminding you guys that in just a couple of days, we will be embarking upon another Prime Day starting on July 8th to July 11th. So if you're looking for some amazing deals, if you've been waiting all year for that special something, hopefully it's something that's tech related, but that special something, it's a good chance it's going to be on deal between those days. And you guys know I'm going to be live. You know I'm going to be looking for those tech deals, and I'll be sharing them with you, plus some other things we may find along the way. So I'd like to welcome everyone to the stream tonight. We got a lot to get to. I see the lovely Terry's already in the house. Yeah! Also, I saw Hope was also in the house over on YouTube. Welcome, Hope. Welcome to the stream. All right, let me do something real quick here. Give me 1 second. And let's see if we can make this work. All right, we're going to try to pop out this chat and see if we can get this chat to show up for you guys here. Let me do a little test. Let's see if it works. All right, I see my man Richard is in the house. Welcome, Richard. Welcome to the stream. All right. All right, so let me see how I'm going to do this. Let's see if I can highlight this. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to quickly resize this window so I can see both of the chats at the same time. That way, Hope and others over on YouTube will not feel left out because I'll be able to see their chat in real time as well. All right, so what we got going on, Richard? What's going on in your world? What's popping? What's crack-a-lacking? What's the magic, bro? What's the magic? Let me know, Richard. What are you going to be throwing on the grill this year? You got some hot dogs, some steaks, some burgers. What you got? What you got? Some fish? Inquiring minds would like to know, bro. All right. So you guys already know I'll be live and at about 9 o'clock over on the Govi stream as well. So come on through, hang out like you know how to do, and share your love. Hang out with the Govi team. Hopefully you all can make it over there and you can hang out and let everybody know if you see something in that carousel as well that might tickle your pickle. That's what we are here for. All right, let's see what is going on over here. There we go. All right, I just highlighted Richard's last comment. All right, let's see what is Hope saying over here. I see Richard's also over on YouTube. Richard says, hello, everyone. And he says, hey to Hope. All right, so cool. All right, that's the way I like it, guys. I love it when you guys interact with each other. All right, so we got the first item in the carousel tonight, which is from our friends over at Blue Yeti. Wait a minute before we get into that battery. Richard says he's going to have some ribeye steaks, some brats, hot dogs, and hamburgers. Okay. I hear you, bro. If you weren't so far away, bro, you already know. You already know. There is a chance I will be live tomorrow night, guys, because I don't do a lot for these holidays. Just so in case you guys didn't know, I don't do a lot on a lot of these official holidays. So I will probably just be hanging out here at the house, me and the fur babies. So it's a chance I might go live tomorrow night for those who may not have a cookout or, something like that to go to. Just want to hang out and, maybe play a game or two. Hang out with your boy Rome here on Amazon and YouTube. Yeah, we can make it happen. Y'all know how we do. Hope says hello to Terry as well. Terry, Hope is saying hello to you from over on YouTube. All right, so let's get to it. First item in the carousel, guys, is this battery that you guys see back here on my table, and this battery is already putting in work. So I have it back there right now charging up 2 devices. So it's charging up one of the Govi batteries and also one of my gimbals. So yes, Richard, I forgot to charge the gimbal, but that's all right. I still got my phone set up, bro. I still got it set up. So we're good to go. We ain't worried about nothing tonight. All right, so the battery that you guys are taking a look at right now is the AC2A from Blue Yeti. Now, this is an amazing little battery. Great price, guys. Great price on this battery right now. You can get this guy for $138.99. Now, this is pretty close to a 300 watt hour battery. And the reason why I'm showing it to you guys the way I'm showing it to you right now is because I'm showing you what I'm doing with it. I'm actually using AC and DC power from this battery at the exact same time. Okay, so check this out. So I have this gimbal plugged in right here on one of the USB-A's. I have the Govee Table Lamp 2, which is this lamp over here. I just got a notification in the app saying that the battery was low. So I went ahead and plugged that in as well. So let's see what our power levels look like. Let's just tap right here. And you guys can see what the power output is. Let me see if I can adjust that where you can see it a little bit better. All right, so you can see what the power output levels are right now. Wait a minute. Richard says the Blue Yeti AC2A savings of $80.01 for the price of $138.99. That is exactly right, Richard. That is exactly right. And I'm telling you guys, this is a very portable battery. Look at how small this battery is. You have AC and DC power delivery. You have one USB-C, two USB-A's right there. You have a 12 volt like you would normally find in a car. You can also charge this guy off of solar panels. And of course, you have two of the AC plugs. So you can plug in two devices to this. It's got a built-in integrated handle, very lightweight, very travel friendly. So if you're looking for a battery that, can get out there with you in the woods, on your adventures, this could be an excellent, excellent battery to take a look at. Now, you guys know I talk about these batteries all the time, primarily because I live down here in the state of Texas. And down here in Texas, we get crazy, crazy weather, guys. We never know what's going to happen. It could literally be sunny today at noon and snowing at 1 o'clock. Yes, in the state of Texas. It literally can rain on the other side of the street. Yes, this happens here all the time. People are literally, if you go on any social media and search for Texas rain across the street, you will find a bunch of videos of people showing where it's literally raining on one side of the street and it's completely dry on the other side of the street and you still got sun. So I'm telling you, man, until you've lived down here in the state of Texas, you have not seen crazy. I'm telling you, you have not seen crazy. All right, so let's keep rolling. $138.99 is the price for that battery. Let me give you guys a quick little peeky peek at it again in case you're interested. So definitely take a look at this guy. I think it's going to be outstanding. All right, so let's go to our next item in the carousel, which is this guy right here. Now, this battery here, guys, has become a workhorse for me here at home. Okay, this is from Ugreen. This is a 145 watt battery. That's 25,000 milliamp hours. You have your two USB-Cs, one USB-A. This one right here is in and out. That's where you charge it as well. You also have a little LCD here on the side where you can actually see what the battery power level is on this guy. Very lightweight. Yes, it is a fingerprint magnet. I admit that it is a fingerprint magnet, but it is very compact, very travel friendly. It's right about the same size as my phone, as you guys see here. So I could easily drop this into a backpack or into any number of different things, if I wanted to carry this battery with me. 145 watts in such a small, compact style battery, I think is a great investment. Now, this one, did I even highlight it? No, I didn't. Let me go ahead and highlight that. All right, so this one, guys, is only $69.99. I'm seeing this is 30% off So $69.99 is what you would pay for this battery right now. So I definitely like this guy as well. Very, very travel friendly. It's got a very sleek look about it. There's no creak to this whatsoever. I mean, you could squeeze this thing and it just feels rock solid. I mean, if you've ever used any Ugreen products, I have quite a few of them, including this cable that you see right here on my desk. I use to connect my drone to the hub so I can show you guys, flight simulation. This is this little cable right here is a capture card, which is super cool. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, this guy here is a very nice battery if you guys are looking for something like that. My man Alan DeBay is in the house. Yeah! Alan was telling me the other day that he actually used one of his solar power batteries to jumpstart a car. So he had the adapter, that you could use for one of those batteries to power, to be able to use it to jump a car. So I think that's pretty cool as well. Alan, which battery? Which battery were you using? So I don't remember which model you said you had, because I got a ton of batteries here in the studio and I probably have something similar to it that I talk about all the time. But, this little guy right here is going to be a really nice little travel friendly battery. Alan Hope is over on YouTube and she says hello to you. All right. So anyway, that's this guy right here. So if you're looking for a good portable battery, fit in your backpack, fit in your purse, your laptop bag, your whatever it is you carry, Richard's big giant bell-bottom pants when he's out rollerblading, this could be a win. So definitely check this guy out right here. All right, let's keep rolling. All right, so Alan says he has the EcoFlow 72-watt battery. I'm not sure which one that is. I have the EcoFlow River 2. I think I have the River 2 over here on my desk. So that little battery right there, man, was a godsend. A couple of months back last year, power went out because of a storm. And of course, you know me, I forgot to charge up all of my batteries, before the storm. Yes, I did have notice, and no, I did not do it because I thought the storm was just going to blow right past and I wasn't going to worry about it. And power went out. And my batteries were, minimal power, like 10% on one battery, 20% on another battery. So it was definitely not going to last, for the full time the power was going to be out. So I had just received that battery probably that day, if I'm not mistaken. I think it had about 25% power, on it when I got the battery. So I had to go out anyway because I was going to be looking, see if there was any stores open so I could get food or maybe get gas or something like that. So I ran around and I took the battery with me and I put it in my truck and I just plugged it in and that battery charged up within an hour, guys. So basically what I was doing for the whole time the power was out, I would take the battery out to the truck, let it charge up, bring it back in, connect it to one of these bigger batteries and offload that power. And then I would take it back out. As soon as it would, come down to about 10%, I would take it back out and run that cycle over and over again. And I was lucky. A couple of days, the second day, the sun came out and I was able to put some of the batteries outside so that I could open the solar panels and I could charge those a little bit faster. But yeah, we went about 3 days with no power, just because a whole bunch of trees and things got knocked down. You know how it happens. I was watching something just last night. They were showing something in Las Vegas where a whole row on a street power lines just went down one after the other like a domino effect, So they said it was something like 30,000 people with no power, which is crazy. But I'm telling you, that kind of stuff happens down here in Texas, and that's my story and I'm sticking to it. All right, let's get to the next item in the carousel. Boom. Let's drop down here. All right. So really quickly, for any of my content creators out there who are interested in live streaming, creating DIY projects, guys, I talked to Nate today. I don't know if you guys remember Nate from Dragon Bloggers. We were talking a little bit on Instagram, and he was telling me that he's going to start creating more content. And I was like, man, what's your setup right now? How many cameras you got? What you got going on? Do you need anything? You know how we do. We try to support each other. But anyway, I think I brought up this little camera at one time or another. This is from Ozbot. This is the Ozbot Meet 2. And this is a 4K camera. It has AI features. You guys saw me just flip it on its side right there. So if you wanted to stream or create content for, let's say, Instagram or TikTok, all you'd have to do is just rotate the camera just like that. Or if it's going to be your standard orientation, no problem, magnetically connects to this little stand, and you'll be able to, create your standard video or live streams like what you guys see me doing right here. Now, this guy has a 1/2-inch sensor. Okay, it's going to work with PC and Mac. Again, it has AI framing. You can get this guy right now here on Amazon, guys, for as little as, what is going on with my camera? For as little as, let me get this thing to track me now. When I need it to track me, it won't track me. But anyway, you can get you can get this guy here on Amazon, guys, for as little as $109. $109. That's going to get you the camera, this nice little stand that you guys see here. This is magnetic, so you can, pretty much mount this right onto your laptop, right onto your monitor. There's a 1/4-20 underneath here. That's going to make it really easy for connecting this to like a light stand or any of those type of apparatuses. You guys know I'm always playing with these things, trying to find more creative ways to use them. So this is a very, very budget light for those who might be interested in live streaming, creating content, recording yourself, Zoom calls, anything like that. I think this is going to be a win. So definitely check this little guy out. $109. Great price for that. All right. So a few more people have popped into the stream. Let me know what you guys are going to be doing for the 4th of July. And don't forget, you're also invited to come over and hang out with us over on the liveStream at 9 o'clock. Make sure to make note of that because that's where I'll be at 9 o'clock. All right, let's keep rolling. We got a couple of more things in the carousel. So let me show you this one thing. It's basically one of my cinema cameras, and I've kind of left it configured like this because I talk about it so much. But that would be this camera that you guys see here, okay? This is the Sony FX30. We're gonna talk about the camera in a second, but the top component that you guys see up here on top of it, this is the Osbot Talent, okay? This is a video recorder, encoder, live streaming deck, a monitor. It's all of that stuff all in one, okay? So if you're looking for a way to record yourself, to live stream, to monitor the video that's coming in through your cameras, I'm gonna go ahead and switch this on as soon as this comes on. Let me see if I can set this down on the desk so I can give you guys a better kind of a top-down look at this camera. Let's see if that's gonna work for us tonight. Okay, that's kind of good. All right, I don't know how far I can tilt this back. And there we go, that's pretty good. All right. So you're looking at the screen right now for the Osbot Talent. I'm going to go ahead and switch on my camera as well, and you should see that connect as well. This thing also, this screen is a fingerprint magnet. So let me see if I can knock off some of these fingerprints and show you guys the true brilliance of this screen. All right, there we go. That's going to look a little bit better. Probably less light refractions on there. There we go. All right, so what you're looking at right now is the standard screen. You can set up multiple scenes just like you could with OBS or Mel or vMix or whatever the case it is. So you can set your live streams up where you have a landing page, you could have a intro page, you could have a countdown timer. All of these things are built into this device, guys. So right now I switch over here. And what you're looking at right now is the video that's coming off of my camera that's directly underneath here. So if I zoom in up here, you guys should be able to see I'm zooming in kind of on my laptop right there. And if I tilt this up a little bit, you guys will see that everything is live coming from the camera, okay? So this is kind of one way I would set this up, okay? So I would have this monitor connected to the camera, HDMI coming out from the camera going into the device that does have, both of them have a full-size HDMI, but it doesn't stop there, okay? So I'm gonna try to, let me see here, how can I do this so you guys can see it? I'm gonna switch, let's do this. All right, let me connect my HDMI cable here, and this should work, hopefully. I say hopefully. All right, so let's plug this in to the monitor, and we're going to switch over to this mode and see if it connects. All right, so I'm going to show you guys the multi-view of this camera, okay? So this is what the multi-view looks like. So on our multi-view, I can actually see all of the different camera angles. So I'm going to turn another camera on, actually a couple of cameras on. So I'm going to grab this Osbot tail air. We're going to turn this guy on as well. And we're just going to put it somewhere here in the room. Give it a few seconds for it to connect. And let's put it over here where it's kind of looking at that light back there. And let's grab this other camera, because this one actually comes in the bundle, which is this guy right here. So this is the Osbot Tail 2. So we're going to go ahead and power this guy on as well. Now that entire bundle right now is $2258.15. You're going to get this PTZ-R camera. You're also going to get the remote, and you're going to get the talent that you guys see right here. Okay, so right now you should start seeing all of the different video sources coming in. So if I click here, this is going to show the video right now from the Tail 2. If I go, where is it? Right here. This is now the video source coming from the Tail 2. So that's what you guys are looking at right there. And both of these cameras are connected to this device wirelessly, guys. So, you know, one of the cool advantages to having a bundle like this is that you can set up multiple cameras. You can hardwire your cameras like I have here with the HDMI cable. You can use NDI, you can use SRT, you can use HDMI. You can use so many different ways of connecting to this device and, you know, creating some amazing, amazing content, right? So if you are a live streamer, if you're a content creator, if you're looking for a way to, you know, promote your school, your business, your church, or whatever the case it may be, this could be a very, very simple setup. And yes, you can connect high-end audio to this as well. Now, this specific camera here that we're looking at, guys, this one does not have a built-in microphone. So you would want to connect a microphone to either straight to the camera or to the talent itself, and then use that as your main audio source, like how I use the Rode Procaster and the Rodecaster Pro, you know, for my audio mix and everything like that. So if you guys have any questions about this camera or any of the other gear that I talk about, just drop it down in the comments, and I will do my best to answer those for you. So again, in the bundle, you're going to get the Osbot Talent here, there. You're going to get the you're going to get this Tail 2. You're also going to get this remote right here. Now, what this remote's going to allow you to do, and yes, Richard, I did charge it. This remote is going to allow you to control up to 3 cameras, okay? So you'll have whichever cameras are turned on right now. Right now I have 2 cameras on. You can connect up to 3 different cameras here. Each one of those cameras can have a preset. So I think camera 3 is this camera here. So as you guys see, I can just use the remote. I can tilt up, I can tilt down. I can also zoom in and out. There's a tele-rocker right here on the side. There is human tracking, pet tracking. There's even like a laser pointer that you could use, you know, here to show. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, it's a little laser pointer that's built into this remote as well. So a lot of cool features. Now, another thing you can do with this remote, you can actually control the talent with the remote. So you have the option of connecting the remote to the talent and then using the talent to control your cameras. Okay, so you'll still be able to have basic control over all of your PTZ cameras or any other devices coming in. So this is the remote right here. So I want you guys to be able to see that up close, and you can get this here on Amazon for $2258.15. Richard says we got Richard says we got 40K likes. All right, 40K likes, man. We making it happen already, my babies. But yeah, this guy right here is a rock star. I mean, what I love about this camera the most, you have the upgraded connection points here in the back. You have your line in, mic in. You have your headphone jack. You have your R2 232s for controlling this. With one of the PTZ controllers. You have a full-size HDMI, you have SDI, you have Ethernet, all of that built right into this camera. So you can pretty much take this camera out by itself and just use it as a recording camera, just like you would any other camera. And this has, 10x zoom, which is optical. And the other cool feature of this camera, guys, this is a PTZR camera. That means with standard cameras, you'd have to turn them to their side or something like this in order to use it by 9:16 versus your normal 16:9. This one has a mechanism inside of it where you can use your smartphone app to just rotate that internally, and it will just switch the camera into that portrait orientation, and then you'd be able to stream or record for those formats if that's something that you guys are interested in. So yeah, pretty cool. I like this camera a lot. This is probably one of my favorite cameras, especially as a webcam. There's something that's portable, easy to travel with. And like I said, the ability to be able to connect this wirelessly to any of my different, to things like this Osbot Talent, or, if I was using NDI, I could connect it wirelessly to things like a YOLO box or something like that. And even, the other video switchers we've talked about in the past, you can connect this wired to those as well, even if you don't have NDI, because NDI is an additional fee per camera that you have to pay in order. It's like about $100 per camera to get a license to use the NDI with the camera, okay? But anyway, definitely check this kit out. Now, the camera that I'm using, my main camera that's here on the desk, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this Osbot camera off because we don't really need it for now. I'm gonna let that guy go ahead and fall asleep and put that back over here on the desk. And I'm gonna also turn off the tail the tail airs. All right, let me put that one away real quick there. All right, so let's talk about this camera again really quickly. So this camera, guys, you can get here on Amazon right now for $25.74. And this is one of my pretty much my running gun, camera rigs for cinematography, for video work, for weddings, conferences, any of that kind of jazz. So if you're interested in that, or you have somebody in your life that might be interested in that, or if you're looking for, the camera's trying to track me. If you're looking for a high quality camera that you'll be able to use for weddings, conferences, commercial work, video productions, this guy is a rock star right here, okay? Now, this is an APC sensor. I do have the FX3, which is a full frame sensor camera. But honestly, when I first heard about this camera, I wasn't a big fan of it. But after getting it and using it for a while, this guy right here, man, has become one of my workhorse cameras. This thing is a beast. Now, if you do get this camera, I do highly recommend that you get the top handle that you guys see right here, because this is going to allow you to connect two XLR microphones directly to the camera, including a shotgun microphone. You guys see we have a mount for that already. And you can also connect a microphone similar to the microphone that's right here on my desk, okay? So the same XLR that goes into this unit here. And yes, this does support phantom power. So if you have a microphone that requires phantom power, you'll be able to generate phantom power through this top handle as well. So you're not going to be limited to what microphones you can use with this setup. So it just depends on how long your cable is, where you want to set the camera up. But yeah, you can definitely get it done. All right, let's put that guy down here somewhere. All right, let's make sure that is just securely on the desk. All right. So I'm not going to grab that again. Let me just show you this. So on that camera that we were just looking at, if you notice, there was a little antenna hanging off of the camera, okay? So that is an HDMI transmitter receiver kit, okay? So you're going to get a transmitter that looks like this. You're going to plug this into the camera or device that you want to transmit your HDMI signal from to something else. It could be to a monitor, or to a computer, or to a YOLO box, or the Osbot Talon, or whatever the case it is. Okay. Now this one, I just plug this. Say for instance, I wanted to bring in a tablet screen into a live stream, or a laptop screen into a live stream, but I didn't want cables plugged into everything. Or I could even connect this to another camera. So somebody else could be out there, you know, a news gathering or something, walking around with a camera on a gimbal, and then they could be transmitting their video from that camera over to the talent. And then we can easily switch over to that camera, just like what you see in news gathering situations all the time, right? So anyway, up close, this is what the transmitter looks like. The receiver is almost identical to this. Both of them do require power. In case you didn't know, I just want you guys to know there's no batteries inside of these, so you will have to provide some type of power. But usually that could be something like a portable battery, because some devices can power them. You still have to plug the USB into this in order for it to get power. It's worked out really well for me, you know, in the testing and you know, playing with this. It's just worked out perfectly. I've had no problems with it. The transmission on here is really good. The distance on here is really good. The instant relay is pretty sharp. I don't see much of a delay between, you know, the camera or device that it's coming from versus what I'm seeing on the screen. So that's really nice as well. The antenna is completely adjustable. As you guys see, you can rotate it, you can bend it based on whatever's going to give you the best signal. Now, this kit is $99.99 and it's definitely worth it. Even if you're not doing cinematography or any of the stuff you guys see me do, this would be excellent even if you were just interested in using this for something like, I don't know, you know, to connect to a monitor. Maybe you want to transmit your television, your gameplay over to a monitor or something like that. You'd be able to do that with no problem whatsoever. So you get a lot of flexibility, guys, when it comes to these devices. It's just a matter of, you know, figuring out what's going to work best for you, your situation. Everyone is a little bit different. You know, that's one of the things that I learned, you know, when it comes to working with this gear, these tech, is that you never know what is going to work until you basically test it. But yeah, I definitely recommend that you guys put a little bit of time into it. You'll be amazed at, you know, some of the things that you can do with these devices. All right. So let's keep rolling. Let's see what we have next. Oops, swiped away. All right, let's see what we have coming up next. If you guys have any questions whatsoever about any of the tech that we're talking about right now, you know, let me know down in the comments. That's what I'm here for, guys. So I will always do my best to, you know, try and have a good answer for you for any of these questions, especially any of you, you know, like we're talking about Terry and Buddy doing their own little live stream and, you know, content creation. You know, I think it's great, Terry. You start off with just your phone. You know, that's going to be the easiest thing. If you need some help with, you know, software or anything like that, reach out to me, reach out to Richard, reach out to Alan. You know, we'd be more than happy to help you through it. All right. Let's see what we got for our next camera. All right. So the next camera here, I actually have it set up on my desk. So instead of taking it apart, I'm just going to switch over here to this iPhone so I can show you guys. All right, guys, so that would be this camera here. So this is the DJI Pocket 3, and this is a camera that I use almost daily for content creation, okay? I use this when I'm, you know, I've used it to live stream. I use it for product videos. I use it for walk and talks. I use it for blogging, all of that kind of stuff, right? So what's cool about this one versus some of the other cameras is this one has a built-in screen, as you guys can see here, right? So I can just rotate this guy just like this, turn on the screen. Now this is also a PTZ camera. It has a joystick here that we can kind of move around for tracking. We can also quickly rotate this around. I can bring this up to myself. Now it's going to start to track me as I move around. So if I move over here, the camera's going to move. It's going to just automatically start tracking me because we have that face tracking feature, you know, turned on. You can record up to 4K 60 frames a second with this guy. Slow motion 120 frames a second. It's very compact, easy to travel with. Now, I did get the creator combo. It did come with a microphone, but I'll show you guys a budget-friendly microphone that you guys might be interested in if you are just looking to buy just the Pocket 3 by itself. So if you're interested in this camera right now with the creator combo, it's going to be $843 with the creator combo. But if you can find it by itself, and that's the camera that you're looking for, you do have USB connections where you can connect a wired microphone to this. The microphones in the camera are not bad. You know, they're not the best microphones in the world, but they will definitely work, you know, for the average person, you know, using one of these cameras, okay? So if you're into something like that, definitely check it out. Definitely check it out. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. And yeah. All right, let's see what else we got. So I'm gonna play a video for you guys here real quick. I did this video a couple of days ago, and it's actually on the microphone from Godox that I was talking about before, okay? So this Godox microphone is gonna allow you to connect directly to the camera. It just plugs into the camera. It's a wireless microphone. It's already paired up. All you got to do is plug it in and you're pretty much good to go. You still get your quarter 20s for mounting things on it. But let me just play the video and show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, so let's just switch over here.
Hey guys, it's your buddy Rome. Today we're going to take a look at a product that was sent out to me to review from Godox. So if you have purchased the Osmo Pocket 3 and yet don't have a wireless microphone for it, this could be an amazing option for you. This is the Cube OP3. Now this kit will consist of a receiver as well as a transmitting microphone. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this up, take a look at everything that comes in the box. So inside of the box, as you guys can see here, we're greeted with the microphone itself. We also receive a starter manual, and we receive some really cool stickers for your microphone. That's nice. All right, so let's take a look at the main event. Inside of the box, you're going to get this nice little travel case that you see here. Inside of the travel case, you'll find all of the other accessories. Let's go ahead and pull those out. So you get a little magnetic microphone holder. You receive a charging cable for the microphone itself. You receive a USB-A to USB-C connector with an adapter. You also receive the magnetic clip for your microphone as well. All right, so let's take a look at the kit itself. Here is the receiver that you guys see here. So this has your power button on the back and I think your sync connection. You also have a quarter 20 underneath as well as an additional USB-C, and there's a USB-C here on the front. So you know why that, if you're using a Pocket 3, you know the benefit of having this on the front so that you can easily connect to your camera and transfer files off of it. All right, so here is the microphone. Now it comes with the little wind muff already attached to it. It just looks like a little ring. And then this is the actual microphone itself. Very small, very petite little microphone. Now the cable that came with it, as you guys can see here, is also a 3-prong, and it just connects magnetically like that. That's what's going to allow you to charge up your microphone. Okay, so let's get to the install. Let me show you guys how this works. So I'm going to disconnect from the Pocket 3 here, existing extension. So with this, you're going to just plug this in like so, and the little legs just snap on. Make sure those snap on securely. Okay, so now that's on. So now I can replace this if I choose to by just connecting it like so and making sure both sides snap. Now it does add a little bit of length to the unit, but at the same time, you know, this is going to be only used most of the time when you're going to be recording something. So let's set this back down here on the table. So now we can power this on. Let's turn on the Pocket 3 and let's power.
All right, guys, you get the idea. It is a really, really nice kit for live streaming, for, you know, gaming, for whatever it is you want to, you know, a camera on yourself, and a high quality microphone is very, very important. And yes, if you go over to my storefront, you watch the video, you will actually get some sample audio from that microphone. I was, you know, pleasantly surprised how good the audio sounds coming off of that microphone. All right, so we're going to kind of wrap it up in here in a little bit. So I'm going to go kind of a little bit faster here. I need to go through some of the things, other things that we have listed here in the carousel. All right, guys, so the next item in the carousel is this item right here. As you guys can see, this is the X-Tool M1 Ultra. This is a 4-in-1 laser. Check this out. This guy right here came with, whoops. All right, let's get that all the way up. There we go. All right, so it has this protective lid, as you guys can see here. My unit came with a 10-watt laser. You also get the cutting module also automatically installed. It also comes with the pen module, and it comes with the print module, okay? So this is a very unique all-in-one unit. Right now it's $1,199.99. This is gonna be ideal for my crafters out there who really want to be able to create things with wood, leather, acrylic. The cutting mechanism comes in handy if you're doing some heat press, you know, applications. It does come with the pads so that you can cut vinyl or cut other materials that you would be able to use with your heat press. Even leather, the leather that has the adhesive on the back of it is going to be perfect for patches, you know, for caps and vests and stuff like that. So all in one, this is a beautiful unit. It is only $1,199.99. And you guys have seen me use this quite a few times in my live stream. So if you guys have any questions about this unit, or, you know, maybe on the next stream tomorrow night, I will do some demos on it, but we don't have time for it tonight, unfortunately. But, you know, we'll probably definitely be doing that on the 4th of July stream. So yeah, there we go. So that is $1,199.99. Now, if you guys noticed here on my desk, I'm gonna show you guys here real quick. This stand right here, I just added to this desk, okay? And that's this stand you see here. So I have a light mounted on it with a ball head mount here. This ball head mount comes with the kit. This also has a side arm that you can, you know, raise or lower, you know, for a top-down video. Right now, I just wanted the camera to be, you know, pretty much desk height, but I could easily raise this up. This whole thing actually goes all the way up as well. So you could have your light in a top-down, you know, orientation as well above your camera, you know, lighting the desk or whatever it is that you wanted to be able to use this for, which comes in super handy. So this little accessory here is only $20.98. It's all metal. It clamps right onto the desk, as you guys can see here. So yeah, if you're setting up a little desk for product videos or any type of content like you guys know I talk about all the time, or even a podcast where you want to, you know, maybe using a phone, it does come with a phone holder, and you could set this up on your desk where the camera's facing you, the light's facing you, and you're doing demos or whatever the case is going to be. This is going to be an interesting, very easy to deploy little kit. The framework on here is very large, so if you have a thin desk or a very thick desk, it's definitely going to be able to accommodate that as well. So I think, you know, a lot of people are really, really going to be happy with this. I am just over the moon with how well this thing works. I started using it today, and I was just really, really impressed with it. All right, let's keep rolling. So our next item in the carousel is this guy right here. All right, so you guys see here we have the Rodecaster Pro 2. Let's see what Alan is saying here. July 3rd is 4th of July Eve. Don't forget to leave out milk and cookies for Captain America. Yeah, leave out some cookies and milk for Captain America. Yes, you're right, Richard. Captain America. Alan, you're right. Captain America. Okay. Anyway. All right, guys. So this is the Rodecaster Pro 2. Currently, this guy right now here on Amazon is $699.99. Now, this is where the core of all of my audio comes from. This device allows me to connect up to 4 XLR microphones like the one that you guys see here. You can also connect up to 4 sets of headphones. It has a touch screen built into it. It has these touch pads here that you can assign to different sound effects, to different voice effects, a lot of things there. You can also connect USB devices to this, like your computer, bring that audio in. You can have this thing is just an all-in-one audio interface, guys. Now, it's not as portable as I would like it to be, but for what I use it for, I'm really, really impressed with it. I'm very happy with it, because easily if I want to play a sound effect, it's literally that simple. If I want to change my voice,
it's literally that simple. I just press a button and boom, baby, boom.
Or if I want to change my voice to sound more like Richard early in the morning before his coffee, boom, there you go. Sound just like Richard. Okay, yes, this is exactly how Richard sounds. And you cannot prove me wrong. Okay, so unless you got a recording of Richard's voice, this is the one that we're going to go with. Okay, so if anybody asks, this is what Richard sounds like in the morning. Okay, there we go. Keep going.
Anyway, so like I said, guys, you can do some really cool things with the Rodecaster Pro 2. Connecting multiple microphones. So if you're thinking about doing a podcast, you could have up to 4 microphones. That's 4 guests. You can also connect your phones to this. And I used to use my phone back in the day to bring in live callers, that might be interested in talking about a product or whatever the case it is. They can come in to the stream, and I can bring their audio in. We can have a whole dialogue, conversation, whatever it's going to be. That's going to be great for podcasters out there. Richard says we have 70K likes. Yeah! So yeah, that's how I do it, y'all. That's how I do it. But anyway, that is the Rodecaster Pro 2. Definitely check this guy out. And let me show you how thick it is, if you can see it from the side over here, maybe on the side of my desk. It's not a big unit, guys. It's not going to take up a huge amount of space on your desk. You guys can see what it looks like there from the side. And I mean, it's sitting right underneath a MacBook Air. Okay, so it's not really taking up a ton of space on this desk. So, for the power that this thing brings to the table, it is definitely worth taking a look at. So definitely check this out as well. All right, so what do we got next? Next item in the carousel. What is our next item in the carousel? Oh, microphones. They're back here. Let me get them. All right, so the next item in the carousel is going to be some portable microphones. Now, these are from Anchor. Anchor Work, to be exact. All right, so these guys here, check it out. So in your case, you're going to get 2 omnidirectional microphones. You're going to get the receiver. You also get 2 adapters, one for USB-C, one for Lightning, as you guys can see here. And these have the rare earth magnet clips on here. And that's going to be great if you want to magnetically connect these to yourself without trying to use the little clip in case, you can't clip it on a tie or something like that. You just want to clip it. I put this usually inside of my shirt, and then I use the magnet to connect like that. And then I have the microphone facing up toward my mouth. So whenever I'm talking, the audio is, being, captured. Now, these do have internal recording as well. Both of them, you can connect a lavalier mic to these. If you don't want this, on your shirt or something, or your blouse, you can connect that. As long as you have both microphones on, you'll have levels coming from both microphones. But if you were to close the case and the receiver is outside of the case, you'd only get the levels for that one microphone. Now, the case itself also charges the microphones So you got an internal battery inside of this case that's going to charge the microphones, the receiver. I think it charges it up to like 2.5 times, which is pretty good, especially if you're going to be out there on the road. You got a nice little rubberized pad underneath here. Another cool thing about these that I like is that you can plug these directly into your Mac or PC, and because you can record directly onto those microphones, you can actually get those files right off of the microphones and use this kind of like a little hub, because you'll be able to see using the Anchor software, you'll be able to see the audio that's on these microphones. So it makes it really easy for you to bring the microphone's content into your production. All right, what do we got next? All right, guys, so our next item is one of my favorite new items this year, and that is this guy right here. So this is the hands-free one from Blue Yeti, as you guys can see here. Now, what I love about this from Blue Yeti is that, you know, it comes with the battery. And, you know, I was talking about this a lot over the last couple of months, that it would be also a smart idea for Blue Yeti to eventually sell this with just the battery alone. And they have done that. You'll see that also reflected down in the carousel. But anyway, this is the backpack right here. Now, the backpack with the battery is $279, okay? There's a lot of storage space inside of this backpack. You got room for storing like your clothes or, you know, other accessories, cables, all of that kind of stuff. A lot of mesh pockets inside here. You also have, show you guys here, this larger pocket here. This is where I normally put like my camera lenses, drones, controller, all of that stuff fits right here inside of the backpack. And what's really amazing about this is that, you know, because it has that integrated battery, if I'm traveling from location to location, I can top off my batteries while I'm on the road. If we were camping or someplace, you know, for a long period of time, maybe I'm doing a photo shoot and I need to charge up some of my strobes or whatever the case is going to be, or some camera batteries, I'd be able to use that battery in order to power all of that. So that's really cool. I'm a huge fan of that backpack. So let me show you guys the battery, and let me highlight that as well. So this is the battery that actually comes inside of the backpack, okay? So this battery right here, you can get here on Amazon right now for $249, okay? So this has your normal, you know, Blue Yeti features. You guys can click right here. As you can see here, you have the nice little LCD screen. You have AC power, DC power, 2 USB-Cs, 2 USB-As. You can also plug in a solar panel to charge this guy. It does not come with a solar panel, but you can always purchase one from Blue Yeti that will be compatible with this battery. And I think that's going to be a smart investment as well. Why don't that go in there? That'll be a smart investment as well for this battery. And it also has, like I said, AC and DC power. Your AC plug is on the back. It comes with a male AC plug that you plug into the back of this for charging it. Most people got a bunch of those plugs just laying around. Now, it does have the little rubberized feet where you can lay this guy flat like this, or you can sit it upright like this. And if you get it with the backpack, of course, it fits inside of the backpack. So you guys have seen me probably use this battery a lot on some of my other streams, you know, to power different gadgets, to charge things up. This is a very compact, portable, slimline battery. So if you're looking for something that's going to be compact, easy to travel with, this could be exactly what you're looking for. So definitely check this guy out as well. All right. Let's see what we got next. So next is our little buddy here. This used to be one of Evan's favorite toys or gadgets, and that's this guy right here. All right, so this is also from Ugreen. This is a 65-watt power brick. Let's take a look at what you get. Let's go ahead and bring this guy down here to the desk. All right, let me put a couple things away. All right, here we go. So here is the box, and here is the here is our little power brick. Okay, yes, it has feet. It has boots. Richard, it's got boots. Yes, it's got boots. And they just kind of pop on just like that. Yes, you can get a male variant of this. You can get a female variant of this. And I think there's 2 different female variants of this. But it's got like the headphones on. I'm not going to start. But it's got the headphones on right here. You have 2 USB-Cs, 1 USB-A. And this is going to plug right into whatever device you want to connect it to. So let me grab this battery. And we could plug it in here real quick. Show you guys what that looks like. Let's unplug that. And you guys can see. Wait, did it? Oh, I forgot to turn the battery power on. Hold on. There we go. Come on, little face. Why is it not coming on? Hold on. There we go. All right, you guys see the little face comes on. So when you're charging things with this, so if we take this cable and plug it in here like that. And like I said, you have 2 additional USB-Cs, 1 USB-A, and this is a 65 watt charger. And the faces do change over time. So they change depending on whatever it is that you're doing with this unit. But I think it's kind of cute. I like the face on it. I like, you guys know I'm a big old nerd. So, you know, anything like that is going to always get my attention. And I think this is so cool, you know, to have this on your desk. This is just a conversation starter. You guys know that. It's a conversation starter. So definitely check this guy out. You can get it here on Amazon right now for $32.48. $32.48. And it's got some weight to it. I'll tell y'all, it's got a little bit of weight to it. All right, let me turn this battery off too before I forget. And let's put this guy back in its box. There we go. All right. What do we have next? All right, so our next item in the carousel, you guys have probably seen me talk about quite a few times, and that is going to be, where did my mouse go? That's going to be one of our lights that you guys see back here, which is that Blue Yeti, that Govee light. And you'll see me talking about those a lot later tonight. Hold on for a second, guys. Let me fix something. All right. There we go. All right. So let me show you this lamp up close, and I'm going to show you a couple of the lighting effects. Since I have a few lights in the carousel, I need to go through these pretty quick. I'm just going to do a couple of effects per light, and you guys will see these again on liveStream. So let's switch over here real quick to this angle, and I'm just going to open my app. You guys can see the lighting effect right now on the desk. And I'm just going to switch through a couple of different lighting effects here really quickly, just to give you guys an idea. I'll pick about 4 or 5. So here's a rainbow effect. And with the rainbow effect, you actually get sound, which is kind of cool. We have the aurora. You get sound with that one as well. Now, all of them won't have sound. Here's one, falling petals. And you guys should be able to see that. Hopefully you guys can see that, the falling petals. But yeah, that one, you don't get any sound with it. Here's one for summer. We're just going to pick one more. And here's a winter one for, yeah, this is a little cool winter effect. So like I said, all of these are being controlled with the Govee app that you see here. So you get a ton of different effects that you can do with these lights, okay? All right, so we got one more light. I'm going to use the same battery back there to power this light. So let me switch over back here. I'm going to unplug the light that's charging. Well, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to let that charge. And I'm actually going to plug in this light on that battery we were just using, which is this little portable battery here. And I'll show you guys. So let me just get this guy set up here real quick. All right, there we go. That light is on. And let me grab the lights. Let's put them up here on my desk. And let me show you guys what is going on with the camera. Come on, camera, stop following me everywhere. Bad camera. There we go. All right, so let's switch over to, I'm gonna put my phone in the center of these so we can control it and I can show you guys. So first, let me select these rope lights. All right, let me switch cameras. Richard says the Govee RGB IC neon rope lights right now has, what is it, 10% off promo code, so brings the price down to $80.99, down from the $89.99. So you guys can see the lights right here on my desk. So I'm going to go through a couple of these little effects here just so you guys get an idea. So here's one for hopping. Let me click on it. So that's a cool little lighting effect right there. Here is another one. So you have a lot of cool lighting effects, guys, that you can set up for your live stream, for your content creation, for your gaming, whatever the case is going to be. You know, this is going to just, you know, really, really bring your room together. Let me show you guys some other scenes. So I'm going to jump in here. There's a bunch of scenes in here in this setup, and you can go through any of them. There's the waterfall, just to give you guys an idea what that looks like. Here is universe. So really cool effects with these lights, guys. Richard just dropped the promo code information down there so you guys could see it. All right, so we're going to move on to the next lamp that we have here. Now, I don't have the lamp turned on, but let me turn this light off first. All right, so let me show you guys this lamp back here. I'm going to go ahead and power this guy on. All right, so let's wait for it to wake up. Takes a few seconds for it to power up. There we go. Now the lamp is on, and you guys can look up here on the ceiling. You can see the lighting effects that is generating right from the lamp. Here is the top of the lamp. This also has down light as well, so it has the ability to put light like on the floor. There's another light underneath there. You have a control right here in the front. And of course, you can obviously control this with your Govee app. So let me see if I can set this camera up so you guys can see the lamp. And I'm just going to change a couple of the color lighting effects here real quick. So give me a second. So where is that lamp? Okay, so I'm going to go through about 3 or 4, 5 or so of the different light patterns. So here's one for forest. And let me show you what that looks like on the ceiling. So you guys can see that. Okay. And here is another one. This one is waterfall. Okay. So that's the light during waterfall. And that's what it looks like on the ceiling for the waterfall. Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and change it to bonfire while I'm here on this angle. That's bonfire. And you guys can see what the lamp looks like. So really cool. Really, really cool. So another really cool lamp light thing that we have here in the studio. All right, so I need to plug up this other light. Nope, that's the wrong one. All right, let me plug this light up. All right, so that guy's plugged up now, and I'll show you guys these lights as well. Tilt this camera up a little bit, and hopefully you guys will be able to see these. All right, so those are new lights as well, also from Govee. So the one we were just looking at is the Govee Up Lamp, which is $179.99. Right now we're going to be looking at the Govee Outdoor Clear Bulbs, and those are $99.99. I'm going to quickly switch through a couple of the color settings just to show you guys what these can do as well. So, of course, you can always go in and just change the solid colors. So that's orange, yellow, green, blue, so on and so on, purple. You also have scenes with this one as well, where you can go in. Here's fireflies, so you guys can kind of get an idea what those look like. Of course, you have your seasonal things, your festive things like Halloween. So you got different Halloween lighting effects, Christmas lighting effects, Thanksgiving lighting effects. I don't see one for 4th of July. Yeah, here's one, fireworks for 4th of July. So we got a 4th of July fireworks type of effect right there. We have a dance party. Yep, quite a few different lighting effects, guys. So definitely check those out as well. Now, those are currently $99.99. So definitely, take a look at those if you think that might be something that you guys might be interested in. All right. So we have one more set of lights, and then we have a video to watch here in just a second for my new cheese shredder. I made a video for it, and I'll play that video for you guys here in just a little bit. All right, so let me unplug these other lights and turn them off. Hold on. There we go. Okay, let me put these away somewhere, maybe down here. That's good. All right, so the other lights that we have, we want to take a look at, are directly behind me. So let me show you guys these lights right here. So these are my curtain lights, and as you guys can see, they are currently in motion because I have them set up for, for voice. And I'm going to just go through a couple of the different scenes with you on these. Now, right now, you can get these here on Amazon, guys, for $129.99. The size of these lights, which is substantial. You guys can see how wide they are. But it's 4.9 feet by 6.6 feet. That's a 520 RGB IC LED bulbs. They have an IP65 waterproof rating. Of course, these are going to work with Google. They're going to work with Alexa. They're going to work with Meta. So let me show you guys really quickly a couple of the scenes. So I'm just going to go to nature here. Here's a starfish. You guys can check that out. Richard says there's a 10% off coupon, which brings the price down to $116.99. That's a savings of $13. All right, so here's another effect. Here's a planet. There's a planet. Let me see if I can bring this camera down a little bit so you guys can see it a little bit better. Hold on. There we go. So you guys can see that a little bit better. All right, so here's another one, which is star also. So you get these, little star patterns. Here is sunrise. And just to show you guys some of the different things, let's also look at let's see where's our holiday themes, festive. So here is Christmas. And of course, a lot of you guys are going to be interested in the Christmas theme. Here is my gingerbread man, which is one of my favorites. Here's some Easter eggs. And here is a pumpkin. Now I'm going to play this one. It says Pizza Monster. Let me know if you guys can actually see this. All right, so that's supposed to be the Pizza Monster. It's a little bit harder for me to see it, because I'm so close to it. So I'm playing it for you guys. So you let me know what you see on this specific scene. If it looks like a pizza monster to you. I don't know. Maybe that's just, a little bit of a reach there on that one. All right, let's do one more real quick here. And here's our rainbow effect. Let's go ahead and play that. And you guys can see what that looks like. Renee says, I see pretty lights. Welcome, Renee. Welcome to the stream. All right, so we got one more thing left in the carousel before we get ready to start wrapping everything up and me having a little bit of time to get ready for the next stream. All right, so we have one more thing in the carousel, which is my cheese grater. I'll be here talking to you guys at the same time because I did do a video for this one. So let me go ahead and just play this.
Hey guys, this is your buddy Rome. Today we're going to take a look at a meal prep kit that I got in today. Now this is my cheese grater. I'm also going to be using this to make home chips. Now it comes with a bunch of different blades, and the blades are going to be used for a variety of different things. You could use it for making cookies. You can use it with walnuts. You can use it with cheese. You can use it with garlic, potatoes. You have such a large range of things that you're going to be able to create with this. So let's take a look at all of the different components that come in the box.
Right now, guys.
All right, guys, so starting out with the base, this is the first component that you're going to receive. Now, this is what adheres to the surface that you're going to be locking this to. You guys see we have a lock and a release. So in order to lock this down, all you have to do is rotate this like so, and that will lock this in place. Now, this right here is your little silo. This is what you're going to connect to drop your blades in, and that just slides into place like so. There's a little button right here on the side that you can press to release. So you just press this little button down to take it out to clean, and it just locks it in place. It also comes with this pusher, and that just goes in like so that you can push through whatever it is you want to grate. Now it also comes with a handle, and you get 3 of the different blades. As you guys see here, this is the larger for cheese. This is the smaller one that you get. And this one right here is going to be ideal for like slicing up potatoes and other things that you want to have kind of a flat surface to them.
Is a win.
And you also receive the handle that connects onto everything. So let's start off with making a couple of things. So first things first, we're going to take this blade and we're just going to push this guy through like so. And then we'll just take the handle, and this just locks in place like that. And to remove the handle, there's also a little switch on here that you can pull down on, and that just pops the handle right off like that. All right, so let's find something to shred. Yeah, let's get it. All right, guys, so we're gonna put our cheese shredder in here. Pop this guy on. All right, so let's grab our cheese. So we're starting out with a big block of cheese that we're going to shred. But what I'm going to do, and to make this easier on myself, I'm just going to cut this in half like so. All right, so now that we have our 2 slices of cheese, that's what we're going to start with. And we're going to just shred this down. All right, so to get started, all we have to do is drop our cheese in like so, and just apply just a little bit of pressure and just start to rotate. And you guys will see in no time the cheese will start to fall through. And then you can take your pusher and add that as well to make it easier on yourself. All right, guys, look at that.
How many of you guys have a cheese
grater? Look at all
grater?
of this mozzarella cheese that we just were able to produce.
This is ideal for making
That's
your own
amazing.
personal
Let's try something. All right, guys, so we're going to start with the carrot. So we're going to just swap out the blade. Let's pop this guy in here, attach the handle, just like before, clip it on. All right, so now we have the slicer blade, we have this carrot, so we're gonna see what kind of result we get with that. So I'm just gonna start just holding it right here and just kind of let it rotate through.
You have about 4 different types.
And grind it down.
You should have sent me one, Dan, because I've been wanting one of these for a while, Renee. I couldn't wait any longer. I was like, man, I gotta have it. I cook every night. So this is all
right, let's grab our little guide here just to push the rest of it through. All right, guys, so there are our sliced carrots. So yes, I think this is going to be an excellent addition to my home kitchen. So if you guys are looking for a way to do fast meal prep, this is going to definitely speed up.
All right, guys. I don't do videos too often, but I started thinking about it earlier. A lot of these videos that I've created, I do put a lot of effort into the videos. So if you guys like the idea of me playing a few videos throughout the stream, let me know, because I'm still, there present with you. I'm interacting with you. But if you guys like the video presentations, let me know in the comments, because I can either continue doing it or just completely go back to my normal way of doing things, where I just pick up everything and talk about it, because, I like to be hands-on, whether I'm talking about, a new light, a new lens, a new camera, a new whatever, y'all know how we do. All right, y'all. So it's time for me to wrap it up for this stream, because I got to get ready for the next one. All right, so we got one item left in the carousel, my babies. Renee Hope is over on YouTube, and Hope says hello. All right, guys, so that is these drawstring backpacks. Every single stream I talk about these drawstring backpacks, because I think one, they're great value. They're great for storage. They're great for, reusable shopping bags. They're great for a number of different things. And also, they make the perfect vessel for giving back. So that means you could use these to give away things to the homeless, the women's shelters, the pet shelters, whatever it is you want to give away, items to. I and myself, my organization, my motorcycle club, and some other organizations we're affiliated with, we buy a lot of things right here on Amazon. Richard says we got 1K likes. Yeah! All right. 1K likes, my babies. And we buy a bunch of stuff right here on Amazon, guys. We buy toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoo, conditioner, hand sanitizer, pens, pencils, Band-Aids. We'll buy reusable water bottles when we can find them in bulk. We will buy T-shirts, underwear, socks. Socks is in big demand. Those water tablets that you can put in water to purify water, like when you go camping. If we see those, we'll buy those little individual packets and put some of those in there as well. So it's just our way of giving back to the community in any way we possibly can, because you guys know being out there homeless is a very challenging lifestyle, and I wouldn't wish that upon anyone, but many people have found themselves in that situation. So any way we can do good and help them, being that pebble in the pond, being that light in the darkness, for those people is a win, guys. It's a win. It's a blessing, and it will come back to you many times over, guys. So do good in the world, be a good human, and pay it forward. All right, my babies, it's time for me to wrap it up the way we do. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? Let's go. All right, my babies, stay safe out there, guys. Wash your hands, wear a mask when appropriate, take care of your loved ones, get out there and create something amazing each and every single day. Be a good human. Again, pay it forward. Do good in the world, shine your light on the community, encourage others to do the same. Y'all know how we do. But anyway, my babies, it's time for me to roll on up out of here. It's a good chance I'm going to be live tomorrow night on the 4th of July. Come on through, hang out with your boy. If the fireworks are going off while I'm live, I will take a camera outdoors so you guys can see the fireworks. So, if you don't have fireworks in your neighborhood, we have them in abundance in my neighborhood. Okay. So if you guys want to check that out, if it happens, I'll, put a camera outside or run outside and be like, there they go again. You know how we do. All right, my babies, time for me to, do that thing. You know what we do. But don't forget, guys, also follow my man Richard over on TikTok. Find my man Alan over on Instagram and Facebook, and follow me on all of those platforms as well. Feel free to reach out to me at any time, and I will do my best to answer any questions, anything that I can help you with, especially if it's tech related. Let me know. I will do my best, to help you guys out. Let's see. Terry says I can see fireworks from my backyard. Yes, me too. I can see them from my backyard, and usually when I wake up the next morning, there's remnants of fireworks all over my front yard, from people across the street, down the block, up the block, So, it is. It's fun. It's fun. I don't get upset about it because I just think everybody's having a good time and life is too short to be upset about stuff you got no control over. You know what I'm saying? Make the best of life, my babies. Make the best of life. All right, guys, it's time for me to wrap it up. Richard, go ahead and drop your link down in the comments for you over on TikTok. Check out Richard, man, because y'all want to see some amazing, crazy bloopers. And Richard just did some 4th of July video shorts. Definitely go check those out as well. He does these for a lot of the content creators. So guys, do your part. Help share the content. If you follow me over on Instagram, you follow me on TikTok, follow me on YouTube, share that content on your own social media, guys. Every little share helps build the platform. It helps build the community. It'll attract more people like us. So we got more people to hang out with, more people to interact with, and more people to encourage to get out there in the world and do some good. All right, y'all. Anyway, time for me to do that thing. Boom, do that thing. Yeah, let's go. All right, here we go. Y'all ready? Peace, and blue muffin grease. I am out. Boom, my babies. I am out of here. Love y'all. See y'all at 9 o'clock my time over on liveStream. Be there. Peace. Well, I'm out.